Hello and welcome to PACIS TV. The program now is my home show. Before we get started, I would like to invite you to subscribe. Please do that so that you can become a family. So today in today's program, with I was lucky to be with someone whose faith journey took him from a deeply Catholic upbringing through 3 years in evangelical community and ultimately back to the Catholic Church. So now the question is, what happened during that journey? What did he discover, and what message does he have for those searching for God? Guess who? That is Isaiah Kepron or Bolon, depending on what.
All
Depending
right.
on what?
It depends on the person. Depends on the person calling the name. So my name is Isaiah Boron, and Boron means breakthrough from my home dialect, and I'm from Delta State, Nigeria. Robo, to be specific. If you're from down south, you know that we have many languages, even down south Nigeria. We have over 500 dialects. Yeah.
In Delta State.
In Nigeria.
In Nigeria, in general.
So Delta State has a couple of languages, but Urobo is one of it, of which, of course, I come from. So the name Boron means breakthrough, and so it's named Boron. Yes, here in Rwanda, I've been here for, this is my 5th year, I've heard different versions of the name, so which is also fine. I have many of my friends call me Capron, which you even, as well just called. That's totally fine as well. I guess it's just integrating into how to call it better, but it's Boron. Yeah. Thank you very much.
5 years now in Rwanda, so I think you have learned a lot of Kinyarwanda. You can sit somewhere and you can even attend Kinyarwanda masses, right?
Okay, so I'm currently exploring that right now. At least for the past couple of months, I've been thinking to myself, okay, maybe I should just attend a couple of Kinyarwanda masses because I want to know how the liturgy feels like in Kinyarwanda. So yeah.
But if you go in the Kimirongo market, you'll be able to say that give me sombe how much, and you can even be able to bargain, right?
Yes, I mean, I know enough Kinyarwanda to go to the market, but also
and bargain.
And bargain, yeah. Nangahe, so yeah, go. So a couple of vocabulary. I wouldn't call myself a pro. I try to, have my Rwandan friends, brothers and sisters, to sometimes force me to have conversations in Kinyarwanda really hard. I don't consider myself very good in learning languages, but I think it depends on the context. Yeah, so I could always push myself to do, learn a bit of the language.
And guess what? There are many who are watching now this today's conversation, and they are from Nigeria. Probably from Delta State. So I want you to greet them. Just tell them what you told me earlier in the language they can listen or understand.
Okay, so let's keep it this simple. We have over 500 dialects in Nigeria. So, but what's very common with us is Pidgin. So I would like to stick to that because I know that Nigeria is a very big nation. So, how nade? My name is Kewe. I come from Delta State, and I did Rwanda right now. I like say, make una just stay listen to the story because it go inspire many of us when we say, don't ball out, come out for church, that kind of thing. So, yeah.
Now, Bolon, let's say that someone who is with us today in our today's conversation and wants to visit Nigeria. How would you interest the person to visit? Why should the person be interested in visiting Nigeria? What is there? But anyway, I like the movies from Nigeria.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think I was just going to start with that.
And that company is called what again? Bollywood? Bollywood is from India.
It's Nollywood.
Yeah, Nollywood.
Nollywood,
Yes.
yeah. So Nollywood, producers of Nigerian, comedy, even movies. So definitely, if you love the Nigerian movies, you definitely want to visit Nigeria. I think I've spent a lot of my time promoting Rwanda since I've been here, but I think it's also time to talk about Nigeria. Nigeria is such a diverse, country, rich in culture, rich in food. So we really have a lot of delicacies. If you really love Nigerian food, low-key, I have a lot of friends who like eating Nigerian food. They like the spices and all
spicy,
of that.
Yeah.
Exactly. So please feel free to visit Nigeria. I was speaking to one of your colleagues earlier who should be traveling to Nigeria next month. Yeah, so I'm sure we have fun.
The recent movie I watched from Nigerians is...
as well. A few of them call me K. I think most recently people started calling me K. They want to call me Kewe. So it's so hard to call me Kewe because how to pronounce it. So they end up calling me K because they feel like, okay, that's just the easiest way to call me. So Kewe means gift. In full is Ogene Kewe. Ogene Kewe, that is God has given me. It's, I'm a gift of God to my parents, my family.
Then a breakthrough. Hey, what happened anyway?
I don't know.
Breakthrough and then the gift.
I don't know. So that's a family name. It's very unique because if there's anybody I've ever seen with that name, they must come from my family. Like it must be some relative. So Boron, the name Boron is very unique. You don't find it elsewhere unless they are from the family lineage. Ah,
okay. Kewe is also my first time to learn Kewe. Kewe, yes. So, is it a pigeon or?
It's Urobo. It's also Urobo.
Urobo,
yes, it's Urobo.
And the Igwe?
Igwe is Igbo.
Igbo.
Yeah, it means king.
King, yeah.
In our dialect, it's called. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Olu of Warri. The Olu of Warri is basically settled in Nigeria, Delta State, Warri. And that's where my mom comes from, actually. So Olu means king, so that's the Olu of Warri. Olu means king in Delta State. So yeah.
Thank you. Now a couple of weeks ago you learned about my home show. What did come to your mind? Was it your first time to hear about this?
Yes.
My home show.
Right.
It's a unique name.
It's a very unique.
Yes.
I think I've been sharing my story with a couple of friends who are having conversations. And once I heard from one of my friends called Tommy, he did mention that, there's this show and then we would like to have you come share your story. I don't know how inspired he was, but he felt like it was good that I tell the story because it's going to help a lot of people. And I totally agree with him because, I just told myself, why not? If it's going to be for God's glory and it's going to help a lot of people, then why not? Yeah.
Yeah, sharing stories is something which is not common or even easy to try or even to do. So just share with us now your feeling that time. Tommy told you that please, there is a platform you can share the story through which you can share your story. And I think that this is going to be your first time to share this story, right? In this format.
In this format, yes.
So now, having the opportunity to share your story on TV, share with us what you felt.
My initial feeling was...
Did you ask about the audience?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, once I heard I just heard PACIS TV, in my head, I'm like, this is going to, I mean, you know, in Rwanda, word travel fast.
Yeah.
And especially if it hits the media, everybody gets to I mean, many people get, it's quite a large audience, yet small, but it's so public. So I didn't know what to think. I thought to myself, should I say no or should I say yes? But I think it was a mix of being nervous, but also excited to share, because I believe in storytelling. I tell stories myself. I tell a lot of stories. And I'm also I'm a creative, so I do a couple of media work, do videos and stuff. So I know the impact it was going to make. So that was really my motivation. I said, okay, if this is going to be impactful, then I should give myself grace. I should allow myself to tell the story then. If God has given me I see this as God's own handiwork. I never planned it. I never thought I would be telling the story today, but I'm grateful.
All right. Thank you. And thanks so much for accepting our invitation. So then you said now you are here in Rwanda, in Kigali.
Yes.
5 years now. Let's look at the other years. Back to Nigeria, in Delta. So tell us about your Catholic upbringing in Nigeria, and it's that very specific neighborhood. Who was Kewe?
Okay.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, I would like to date it back, maybe from childhood, really. I'm born into a family of 5. So my both parents, and then I have an elder sister and then a younger brother. That means I'm the middle child and first son. So growing up, we grew up in a very devoted Catholic family. That means we attended Mass every Sunday and every other day sometimes, weekdays. We attended, novenas, solemnities. We had a very, very healthy, I would say, family Christian upbringing. I did. So in terms of my Catholic faith, it was a very strong foundation, to be honest. Something I still look back and say, thank God, I was born into the Catholic Church, to a Catholic family that nurtured me, nurtured us. So my family did play a major role in my faith journey so far. I remember being baptized, the waters of baptism, the grace of the Holy Spirit that I received, and of course, through confirmation, the seal of the Holy Spirit. I remember all of that. I also remember, being led to make Jesus the center of my life. The nights before, or should I say the morning actually, before that holy Saturday night of my baptism. But I think that was a very transformative hour for me. Yeah.
Wow, I like that. I like that. The way you mentioned that a devout family. I like that. Now let's look at the role that the Catholic Church played in your family life.
Okay, so in my family life, I like to think that my family has been a very good, foundation for my faith journey. And now, what the Catholic Church has done in my life, and of course also in my family, is it has given me the language of prayer. Okay, language of prayer, and it taught me literally how to pray from the beginning. Attending catechism, for example, and then being at Mass. I do remember after baptism, and Mass started becoming natural to me. That means I would be at Mass. I used to be that young man who would sleep during Mass, and then when you get home,
and sitting in the back.
Yeah, actually, growing up, I would sit with my family actually, but when you are that young boy who was sleeping at Mass, you don't know what's happening. But I noticed one thing after baptism, because I became more conscious of my life in Christ. Thankfully, I got baptized, in 2011, and I was still in my teenage at the time. So I was very cautious of, decisions that I was making. I noticed the transformation. So being at Mass, hearing the word, the liturgy of the word, and of course, joining the altar servers at some point, gave me a foundation. And I think my faith journey has been one that has been very engaging. So I've learned so much. I had so much passion, actually. I still do, to be honest. A passion that continued even up till now, right? So, yeah.
A story of Isaiah of going and coming back. This is what Isaiah is sharing with us now in our today's conversation. It is an inspiring conversation that I feel that you are enjoying, and also thanks so much for being part of this conversation. Isaiah, many people leave the church for different reasons. Your story is unique. Because it wasn't necessarily about rejecting Christ. So at what point did you begin to distance yourself from the Catholic Church?
Okay. I would like to frame it this way. I like to think of myself as this. I mean, I've always had the church at heart. That means that even while I was away, not exactly, coming from Mass or being engaged as a Catholic, I still like to think that I was a Catholic at heart. And why I said so is because of my inner being really longs for the church. I missed the Catholic Church a lot. Now, I will circle back, based on your question. More specifically, as I stepped into the professional world, setting, building a career, trying to find myself, discover my purpose and all of that, I think it was just a journey of exploration because, my sister, for example, she's not Catholic at this time. Neither is my brother. So, moving to Rwanda, I have relatives here actually. And my uncle is a missionary here. He's a pastor. So for some reason, there was this environment of, okay, I was the only one who is Catholic. I don't have any problem with that. But I thought to myself, okay, you know what? There is this call within you. A bit of backstory, growing up, I used to nurture the vocation, discernment to at the time what I would call it the priesthood. I think many of us really do. Many young men who join Massive, they are really formed. So I do have that discernment, that aspect of my life that I struggled with. And even coming to Rwanda, there was this feeling of, okay, you know what? Maybe it's the environment, being in Catholic church that's making me continually seek to serve, wanting to the voice keeps coming, the echo still there, even up till now, right? So embracing my professional identity gave me an opportunity. Okay, let us say I saw an opportunity to okay, let's do this. Maybe it's because of the environment. Maybe I can take steps outside of the Catholic Church and then explore. Not because of anything, I wasn't offended or anything, many stories. But it was a story of exploration, a faith journey. And I deeply remember for the first time I would attend a church which is not, the Catholic Church. After moving here, it happened almost immediately I moved here. So it happened that I was attending this, I followed my sister to her church, which is the exact church we're talking about, the evangelical community. Really different from the Catholic Church, music, energetic preaching, tongues, and all of that. I immersed myself there in the bid to explore and see, okay, maybe this inner call would not be there. I like to think of it sometimes as an exploration, but deep down, thinking about it and reflecting on it, there was a part of me that felt like it was like an escape plan, which I paid attention to. But I trusted that, well, God, if all of this is true, if you're truly leading me somewhere, if you're calling me, then you find a way to bring me back if this is what my life would look like. Right? So I explored my way out, journeyed there. It was really an amazing experience, to be honest. But there was a lot that was missing that I felt like I could not continue anymore in terms of, this is not me. This is not home, for me. And I struggled a lot on that note. Even though I was immersing myself in service, I was one of the media guys. That means I was part of the community. I'm not that guy who likes to sit behind most times. I like to engage. I like to serve. I like to offer my talent where necessary to build a particular community. So yeah. So it was a mix of, journey of faith, just journeying in exploration. But for some reason, I also think there was a part of me that wanted to explore and escape in a way. So, but God has better plans. And I've learned to trust God with my life over time so far.
A very nice and important lesson that I think a very single person should apply in their lives, right?
Yeah.
Yes. I remember when I was organizing this program, I read your story, and somewhere you mentioned that you felt. You mentioned that feeling called. You felt called to serve within the church. Can you explain that experience?
Okay, so that is a very deeply deep personal work for me because, growing up in the church as a young boy, I've always been a church boy. And I joined the Mass Server, after baptism at the time back then. And I had the opportunity to serve as one of the Mass Servers. So it gave me an opportunity to be exposed to the altar. We used to say nearer to the altar, nearer to God. That was our slogan at the time. So it gave me an opportunity to serve. And I would really admire the priests, admire the deacons, admire the brothers. Just being in that atmosphere stirred up something in me that even up to now, still gives me a bit of chill when I have those memories. So a seed was planted in my heart at the time to serve God. And I used to discern. I still discern, actually. I think I now came back. Coming back, I started discerning again more deeply what God is having me do with my life. So I will leave it there for now because it's a journey for me that I'm still allowing to unfold as I give myself to discernment. Exploring it with spiritual directors as well as vocation directors as well. Particularly with the Jesuits. Yeah, so let's say I will leave that conversation between me and my vocations director. So yeah, but overall, there's always been that call to serve. To serve the church, to serve Christ, especially within the context of the Catholic Church. And even stepping out from the Catholic Church did not stop that. Even though I thought it would, end the call or maybe end the whisper. I still kept hearing it even while I was there. So I guess my return started from realizing that geography cannot stop God's purpose or grace upon your life. So, yeah.
Okay, good. Now, looking back now, do you think leaving was a mistake or part of God's plan?
I had mentioned at some point that I like to trust God with my life. And what that means for me is that the ultimate plan of God for my life will always unfold through time. I'm blessed to be directed by, spiritual directors and also some mentors, coaches as well. And I've learned to trust God with my journey through life. So in this context, I think, stepping out of the Catholic Church at that time in a bid to explore and maybe escape, a call, is a journey of faith for me, because I feel like, God does have plan. Whether I take steps left or right, He
God
has
still is in the control.
He's still in control. Yes, that's how much I trust God with my life, because I don't think He will mismanage my life in that way. So eventually found a way to bring me back to the Catholic Church. So, and I'm really grateful. That has been my greatest testimony so far.
There is another thing you called a turning point when you were still in Nigeria during the retreat with the Jesuits. What is exactly this turning point in your life?
Yes, so in 2024, the summer of 2024, it was my sister's wedding. So we had to, I had to travel to Nigeria for her wedding. And at that time of my life, I was really battling a lot with, my path through life. Yes, now you're a professional. Now you're studying and you have a couple of projects going on, but you also know that there's more than this, right? So I was thinking in my head, like, am I confused now? I don't think I like to point it as confusion, but it's a point in my life where I started questioning, why am I here? Again, why am I here? Beyond all of this. So going to Nigeria, attending my sister's wedding and her husband with the Jesuits. And this happened in Nigeria. I spent a couple of days having some time just in silence. It was a directed retreat. And I had time for the first time in a long while to pray. Pray, that's kind of prayer, and the time where you just have with Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament. And for the first time in a while, that would be the first time I would have that experience. So that was a turning point for me, because I could see myself. This was me and God asking Him, okay, what exactly am I doing? What exactly are you doing with my life? I didn't think I would ever leave the Catholic Church, but somehow it happened. What does this mean for my life? What does this mean going forward? I like to think of myself as a decisive individual, because I want to do things intentionally. So I was very clear, asking God, what exactly am I doing? What exactly are you doing with my life? If I trust you enough with my life, then it must be leading somewhere. So I remember sitting in that chapel just a couple of minutes, praying with the scripture that was given to me by my retreat director. And it dawned on me that the church is home. The church is home for you. And it's never too late. Usually the temptation, I think most people, after leaving the church, feel is too late, or maybe I've gone too far. But no. Our life in Christ works with His time, not necessarily our time. Yes, we live in this world, but we are of Him. Anyway. So yes, it became a turning point for me, because I then realized that through the movement of my heart, I'm praying with the scriptures and then seeing for myself, what exactly my heart looks like before God. I think I started realizing that, no, yes, I've gone this far, but I think I can still retrace my steps back. And the Jesuits did not, give me any feeling like, oh, you've gone too far or anything. In fact, they almost didn't even mention or even realize it. It was at some point when I mentioned that, oh, at this point I've not been in church. What does this mean? He said, well, it doesn't matter. If God is leading you through life, you should trust Him enough. So yes, so I started rethinking my steps and said, okay, let me see what I can do when I get back to Rwanda.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. So inspiring and touching. I was expecting you to cry. Just emotional.
I'm definitely, I'm holding back my tears because I remember writing the reflections, sharing with you as well. It was an emotional one for me because it brought back a lot of memories. And also going for confession after a while, it brought back that memory of, you've not even, been back for a long time. You've missed Mass, you've missed Christ in the Eucharist. And I felt sorrow, within for doing. It felt like I'd done something, to Christ. But on that part of me also realized that, well, I'm in God's hands after all. So they stripped that retreat, stripped that shame and guilt. I think that's one of my testimonies because I started feeling shame at some point. But no, after that retreat, I felt very much alive.
Wow. Wow, I'd like to remind those who are just joining that tonight we are speaking with Isaiah Bolon, a Nigerian based in Rwanda who was raised in the Catholic faith, later spent about 3 years in evangelical Christian community and eventually found his way back to the Catholic Church. He shares now that journey led him to rediscover the beauty of the Eucharisty, the Blessed Virgin Mary, and the sense of home he found again in the Catholic Church. Is that right?
You're right.
I captured everything.
Yeah, you did.
Thank you. Now, before I came in, we were talking about that turning point. That turning point, actually, you had a lot of decisions to make and aspects to consider. How did the family react to your decisions? And even your friends in the community, members, their neighbors.
True. I have a very interesting family. And what I mean by that is my family is very loving. Like, there's almost nothing you will tell them and they will judge you for anything. And also remember at the time that my sister wasn't exactly practicing Catholic. Neither is my brother. Okay, so so all three of us actually, took steps out of Catholic Church. As of now, I'm the only one who is back, right? And that is by the grace of God. My parents, their reaction was, oh,
Thank God.
This is how life has, thrown you guys far away from us, and then now you are even outside of the Catholic Church. But they realize that, well, we are also on our own faith journey, and they've learned over time to pray for us. That's all they do. Pray for us, we talk. They don't even have any feeling of, oh, you left the church or anything. No. But they've been very supportive and hopeful as well that we take steps, because oftentimes they would like, especially myself, because I remember times my mom would say, oh, we're praying for you, and all of that. So yeah, they've been supportive in terms of our lives, our journey, but also very prayerful that this happened. For my friends, us also spiritual directors, who some of them are priests. And to be honest, during the period of the 3 years, I was still in contact with these people who were very supportive, Jesuits themselves, some priests as well who are not Jesuits, very supportive and like, we trust what God is doing with your life. For that reason, I'm not going to, push you or judge you, but just know that I'm praying for you. God has his way. And they understood that it wasn't out of pain or anything. It was a journey of a young man who was just exploring his life at a stage. And whatever God is doing, he will find a way to make everything beautiful at the end of the day. So they accepted and they trusted and respected as well.
So what made you realize that it was time to return to home, to Catholic Church?
Yeah, so taking a cue from, after the retreat, I came back to Rwanda, and there was I thinking to myself, now do I go to the Catholic Church now or go back to the evangelical Christian community? I will withhold the name for the sake of, respect for them. But I was struggling because for some reason I had already immersed myself in service. I was like, one of the media guys who held the camera, took pictures. I was one of the media guys. So for somebody to do that means that they were already giving themselves to service. And when you are serving in any place, you are committed. It's hard somehow to leave. So, but my struggle began when I started rethinking my steps. I'm like, okay, how do I do this? So it took me from, practically from September 2024 up till October 2025 to finally move back to the Catholic Church fully. In between, I was attending Mass a couple of times in a month, but also very, also active in the other church. So I was like one leg here and one leg here, right? But that's not a good way to live your Christian life. You have to be planted somewhere. So it was the summer of 2025. I got frustrated. Like, what am I doing with my faith? Why am I playing like this? Am I here or am I here? What values do I stand for? I realized that the couple of times I attended Mass, I really missed the church. I really missed the Eucharist, the life of the community life, the liturgy, and of course Our Lady, because I've grown to have a relationship with our Lord Jesus intentionally, but also a relationship and a devotion to Our Lady. So that gap has created some kind of, I don't know, so there was that aspect of me that was also yearning to be part of this community. So I remember being in my room that day and reflecting on the notes in my journal from that retreat of 2024 and kind of reliving that moment, some of the writings I had done, through prayer and all of that. And it was very clear that you are on a path of return. So pay attention to it. Thankfully, it was a holiday period. People were not working. There was no school. So I was basically in my home, in my house, in my room, just spending time. I would work, but also other times I would pray. I sought, direction, also called a few friends. Thankfully, some of them are Jesuits because I've grown to be close to the Jesuits over a period of time. Because of the spirituality and then the mission. I feel really drawn to this of Jesus. Now, they helped me. They prayed for me and it's never too late. You can still do this. So I started going for Mass more often and taking steps backward from attending, this other community. That was what happened. And then finally, in 2025 September, I went to Center Christus and had my confession again, and an official welcome, because they really did welcome me to. I mean, it wasn't made public, but the parish priest right now, heard my confession and then also say you're welcome back. And right after I joined the readers, because I wanted to stay engaged. I didn't want that desire to serve to dwindle. So I started engaging with the parish, and then I remember him asking me a few questions about my vocation. First, out of the blues, he just asked me a question. I'm like, I think that's part of that, desire again, like something I thought probably wouldn't be thinking about anymore. Asking me, have you ever thought about becoming a Jesuit before? I'm like, okay, yes, I have, but for a very long time, I've not been in the church, so somehow that's desire. I don't know where to place it, but I just know it's been there. So I've been on the journey since I got back.
This statement, missing the liturgy, got my attention. So when I say that I miss Nollywood products, the Nigerian movies, that is so easy to hear and to understand.
Yeah.
But saying missing the liturgy, of course, is easy to hear, but not easy to understand. So how did the Eucharist, the Blessed Virgin Mary, and the liturgy influence your decision to come back?
Now it has been 3 years of not having the Eucharist in the Catholic Church. Of course, they have communion in the other church, right? And it's only normal that people would engage, but it's not the same. Okay, it's not the same. People. I was there, but I was missing the Mass. I was missing the real presence of the Eucharist, of Jesus in the Eucharist, was for me what I missed a lot. And then the liturgy, of course, being part of the Catholic community, Catholic Church gave me a sense of home, but I did not feel that while I was away. So it was like being homesick every Sunday. So after the service, I would come back I would feel like there's something more than this, right? So I really yearned for the Eucharist. And then adoration, I would usually spend time praying and then, visiting Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament. But I never had that, right? So, and of course, coming back to Rwanda in 2024, I had started exploring that, coming back, visiting the Sacrament. So it became more. The desire became more. I wanted to become closer and closer. So I came back. But yeah, all of that I missed. That was why I started, thinking, I'm like, let me come back to the church. Yeah.
Coming to the church. Let's hope that you had a warm welcoming back by the faith, the brethren. Yeah. So how was your faith changed now compared to before you left?
In one word, it would be conviction. Because for somebody who took steps out of the Catholic Church and then came back, it's only normal. I mean, it's only expected that you should be well grounded. You should know the difference now. So I've lived life outside of the walls of the Catholic Church, and I've seen what it looks like, how beautiful it is, to be honest, but also what is missing. So I've learned to appreciate the manifold grace that we have in the Catholic Church, but also I've learned to appreciate God's love in a deep way, because this is a journey of faith, and I don't like to think that God was just sleeping all the while. He was watching me, he was encouraging and leading me, allowing me, I would say, to do what I wanted, but he also had a plan. Okay, so my relationship with God has taken a new form. That means I trust God even more with my life, and also love the church more. I've been so joyful since I got back fully. I guess that's how Tommy got to hear about it and said he wanted me to talk about it here. So yes, my experience, balance. I've experienced some level of balance, and conviction. I'm Catholic today not just because I was born Catholic, but because I've gone through a journey that would consolidate that life of being a Catholic Christian, my life in Christ as a Catholic. Yeah.
Wow. So, what message would you like to give to Catholics who have drifted away from the Catholic Church, or feel it is too late to come back?
Okay, so for many of you who may be thinking at this point you are far too gone, or maybe the enemy is trying to tell you that it's too late. It's never too late. Trust God and take steps. He will definitely lead you back. Okay, and God does something. He leads us through the paths of life. That means if he did create us, then definitely he has a plan for us. So trust God with your life and allow Him to bring you back. Here is home. My own experience can tell you the story. So trust God with your life and know that He's got you. Like He's your Father and the church is always your home. And please come back. We're praying for you.
Wow. Thank you very much. With this, we come to the end of our inspiring conversation. And thank you so much for accepting our invitation and finding time for this 50 minutes conversation. It is not so easy for someone who is not a politician. So on behalf of those who are watching now, thank you so much.
Thank you. Such a pleasure and an honor actually to be here.
For me, the takeaway message is it's not too late. Here is home. The Catholic Church is home. But Bologna's story reminds us of the words of St. Augustine, who said that our hearts are restless until they rest in you. You know that?
I know.
Oh, wow.
I kind of missed that out. But yeah, it's true. There's always that restlessness in the heart of every individual, whether we like it or not, whether we know it or not. It's there. And the thing to do is to search it out through discernment. Of course, through the help of people, spiritual directors, vocation directors, pastors, teachers, who are Catholic, the priests, meet them and have these conversations, even friends. And oftentimes, these conversations help you unpack where you are, where you may be going to. So, yes.
So, dear viewers, feel free to pick one of these inspiring, what he shared with us tonight. Feel free to pick one that touches your heart. That was my home show. I was with ISHIZE, Bolon and Ekewe Bolon. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for watching. That was my home show. I was Felicity. Stay blessed. See you next time.
All right. See you.
Ta vie renouvelée en Jésus-Christ.
PACIS TV, the #1 Catholic television in Africa.
PACIS TV, ta vie renouvelée en Jésus-Christ.
PACIS TV, the #1